Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of January 30th, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Damage to infrastructure. The Russian forces targeted Ukrainian military-industrial complex facilities, airfield infrastructure, and concentrations of manpower and equipment in 142 districts. Notable weapon system destruction includes 2 French-made guided bombs and 4 U.S.-made HIMARS rockets.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of January 30th, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Colonel, let's start with a general overview. What's the current status of the special military operation as of today, January 30th, 2025?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation across multiple sectors, focusing on offensive actions and territorial control. Over the last 24 hours, our forces have defeated enemy formations, repelled counterattacks, and destroyed military infrastructure in key areas, including Kharkiv, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kursk.
Let's begin with the Kharkiv sector. What has been achieved there in the last 24 hours?
Our North Group of forces engaged Ukrainian motorized infantry and airborne assault brigades near Volchansk, inflicting losses of 50 servicemen, 1 armored personnel carrier, 3 vehicles, and a field artillery gun.
And what about the West Group of forces operating in the same region?
The West Group enhanced its tactical position by deploying 3 mechanized brigades, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 1 National Guard brigade across several settlements, including Peskanoy, Zagorzovo, and Kurilovka. Ukrainian forces experienced 320 servicemen lost, along with 2 combat armored vehicles, 10 vehicles, and 8 field artillery guns, 3 of which were NATO-produced, and 1 ammunition depot destroyed.
The Donetsk People's Republic has been another hotspot. What can you tell us about Russian operations in this region?
Several fronts experienced intense combat. The Southern Group of forces secured more advantageous positions by defeating 2 mechanized brigades, an airmobile brigade, and a territorial defense brigade near Seversk, Dronovka, Verkhnekamenskoye, and Chasov Yar. Enemy losses included 175 servicemen, 2 vehicles, and a field artillery gun, and 1 ammunition depot was destroyed.
And the Center Group of forces in Donetsk. Can you elaborate?
The Center Group of forces conducted active offensive operations, targeting 3 mechanized, motorized infantry, and airmobile brigades, along with a National Guard brigade. The engagements near Dzerzhinsk, Druzhba, and Andriivka resulted in 550 enemy casualties, consisting of 2 armored combat vehicles, 6 cars, and 2 field artillery pieces destroyed.
What are the latest developments with the East Group of forces?
The East Group continued its advance into enemy defenses, targeting 2 mechanized brigades, a Marine brigade, and a territorial defense brigade in Novosayolka, Razliv, and Novodorovka, Zaporizhia region. Ukraine lost 125 servicemen, 3 vehicles, and 5 field artillery pieces, 1 NATO-produced.
The DNEPR Group of forces is also playing a role. What's the latest there?
The Dnipro Group of forces struck Ukrainian formations near Antonovka, Tokarivka, Kherson, and Kamenskoye, Zaporizhia, inflicting losses of 55 servicemen and destroying 2 vehicles.
In addition to ground operations, air power has played a crucial role. What have been the key targets in recent airstrikes?
Our operational tactical aviation, missile forces, and artillery targeted military-industrial complex facilities, military airfield infrastructure, drone production and storage sites, and 142 concentrated enemy positions. Additionally, air defense systems successfully intercepted 2 French-made Hammered guided aerial bombs for U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rockets and 61 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs.
There have been continued Ukrainian attempts to advance in the Kursk region. What is the current status there?
Our North Group of forces successfully defeated formations from a tank brigade, a heavy mechanized brigade, 4 mechanized brigades, 2 airborne assault brigades, a marine brigade, and 3 territorial defense brigades. Ukrainian counterattacks in Gabrilevka, Goncharovka, and Kurilovka were repelled.
Colonel, as we close, what are the key takeaways from today's briefing?
The special military operation continues with significant tactical advancements and enemy losses across all major sectors. Ukrainian forces are experiencing heavy casualties, with their military infrastructure and equipment being systematically degraded. Our forces remain committed to achieving operational objectives while maintaining defensive capabilities against enemy counterattacks.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you. There are significant developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Sudan. In the DRC, the government has vowed to respond vigorously against the M23 rebels, who have recently made gains by seizing the city of Goma. The Congolese leader emphasizes that the country will not let itself be humiliated in the face of these advances. Meanwhile, African civilians are suffering amid the intensifying conflict, prompting calls for a massive military mobilization to address the growing threat. In Sudan, an airstrike has resulted in the deaths of at least 70 individuals seeking care as the country's civil war continues to escalate, particularly affecting the healthcare system in North Darfur with no end in sight.